Hey guys, Cindy over paper.old.new. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me. I know I said I was going to try and get back on track and get videos out more often. Right about the time I said that, I got sick. Can you hear it in my... You might hear me snuffling. I have gotten a head cold and I was kind of out of it for a little bit, so... yeah. The timing was perfect, like right after I filmed that video. So, anyway... these little boxes, oh, apparently they just snap off of there. My husband was cleaning out his room, as I told you we were doing, and he found these little boxes in his room, and he asked me if I could use them. So I'm giving them a shot for, organizing charms and jewelry. See all this up here? I went on a run, so to speak. Well, actually, it's been collecting up over time, and I just haven't, like, organized it or anything. So it's not all brand new. Although this bag from Joann's, I went while the sales weren't great. They're not the best they can be for what I would deem a store closing. But everything was like 40% off, I think. Well, not everything in the store. Everything was marked differently. But the jewelry was 40% off, I think. And then your whole purchase, that for one day, that day, your whole purchase, including all the sale items, they added it all up and took another 20% off of your total. So, and I was like, when I was talking to my husband about going shopping, he goes, well, there's no guarantee that if you wait until the sale gets better, the stuff that you want will still be there. And he wasn't wrong, because when I got there, the, like the paper, they do paper pads and stuff. I'm trying to get these to go in their slots, because they're kind of, oh, and then they have a little thing in the middle. That's what I have to do. Anyway, their paper pads, they were out of, like, everything. There was hardly anything there. So, yeah. It's one of those things where you want to balance time. And I know that's what they're doing. They're trying to get as much money out of their products as they can as they're going into this foreclosure or whatever. So, yeah. And I just figured while there was still some selection, I would go ahead and go through, because they have a lot of really pretty, now that I've started using charms and things on different kinds of stuff, they have some really pretty stuff at Joann's. I won't take that away from them, this brand that they have. I wonder if this brand, you'll be able to find it on, let's see, what is this brand that they sell in this bag here? Hildy and Joe. I'm wondering if you'll be able to find them, like, online, since Joann's is going out of business, or if it was part of, Joann's, I don't know. In which case, it's out of business too, which would be a shame. They make some pretty stuff. Okay. All right, so this is a box. It's got little divider sections, and I was thinking that maybe we could go through, and I got tools here, and you can see what I'm doing to take this stuff apart and kind of turn it into flat back charms and things. So when I go and get, let's get rid of that stuff. When I go and get these things, so these are earrings. They were on clearance. This is Hobby Lobby. And basically, I just take the stuff apart. So right now, the biggest thing would be to take this. Oh, they're locked. The biggest thing would be to take this, take that off. I don't know if I can get it. Some of them are more flush. Like, I don't know if this will, trying to get that Notice I have 3 different, see, this gets closer. These are tools, but they're not jewelry tools. They're like, go to the hardware store and buy them tools. Okay, and then I would have this. Now, I could go further and take this apart even further, and maybe we will with one of them. But the idea would then be to say, okay, well, that'll fit in one of these little containers. Let's see what I get that, like, how many of them do I have? Do I have any other stuff that I would put with it? You know, like that. I know this is exciting. But now you don't have that stalk, and you can use these as some sort of charm. And I think I have another set of them right here. So I'm going to take these off of here. And you could almost even use these as little cards, although they are shiny, so I don't know about gluing on them, but you could use them as little cards. I just wish my nose was, it's change of season. So like my nose is going crazy. Okay. And we have those in there. And then, I mean, if you wear earrings, it might be valuable for you to keep those. And they even have these little rubber ones if you like these for your earrings. I don't know where the other little rubber one went. Should be 4. I'm trying to keep my desk kind of cleaned off. Okay, and then here's this little elephant guy. And like I said, this would all just go into these bins and get used when I want to, you know, a charm or a flat back item. I don't know if I could use him as flat back or not. I might keep him as a charm, in which case he might go in a different box. I actually have a thing full of gears. So like this piece here, I might put this in with, this is like gears and stuff that I got. Gears, chain. And I feel like I could put all this like steampunk kind of stuff in this one box. See, I have like, there's chain in here and all these gears and clock pieces. So like, and he's got gears on his back. So he's kind of steampunk. And then here's another one of these cards. I'm just holding on to them for now. You never know. I want to get rid of these twist tie things. I used to just pull them off the cardboard back and then keep the twist tie on there and then worry about it when I was ready to use it. But since I'm in here cleaning all this stuff up, I might as well just go for broke, right? Okay. What do we got? Oh, we got another one of these little elephant guys. So what is everybody up to? See, we're coming up on the end of Lent, beginning of the Easter season. So are you guys ready for Easter? Are you doing Easter baskets or visiting family or, you know, what's in your works for Easter? Look at him. Isn't he gorgeous? He was marked down from $16.99 to $3.74. I mean, how do you not? All right, now the question is, do I have enough oomph to get these off of here? Because if so, oh, yep, came right off. Okay. If so, he would make a really cool, like, cover piece. Like, if you stuck him on the cover of a book, like a really nice book. Okay, and obviously he's not going to fit in this box. So he's going to have a different box. That I'm going to throw away. That is not... I keep leaning over there to the side because I have a trash bag over there. In case you're wondering. Okay, now... I got these off of their backings, and with this guy, my little jewelry one, I couldn't cut this thing off the back. So I want to see... Oh, that got it. It's not quite flat, but It's flatter. I want it as flat as possible, so if I want to glue it on something, there's nothing sticking up in the way. Okay. But I think I could glue that to something. Look how pretty that is. Okay, and then we have this one. And again, we're going to go in here. I'm going to get as low as I can on here. Ooh. I know, it sounds like it's breaking something. I guess technically it is, but... I mean, that's gorgeous, isn't it? And then I have these that look very similar, so I might put them in the same... I don't even know if I'm going to take them off the backs. I might just cut them in place, because I just want the bottom green part. And I try to get as much of it off of there as I can, as far as close to whatever the... See, because you can kind of still see that there. I don't know how far in I can get. I might be able to take like a file or something and file it down if I want to get it any closer than that. But depending on what you glue it on, like if you're gluing it on lace or something, that tip may end up disappearing into whatever you glue it on, and it might not matter. So, I mean, you don't have to get too finicky about it. So, and again, these were clearance items at Hobby Lobby. I always check the clearance in the back of the store, but then I also check the aisles, because sometimes they'll put clearance stickers on stuff and leave it in the aisle where it goes. So sometimes I find stickers on like stuff in the bead aisle or in the jewelry making aisle. So I don't just check clearance. That one I'm not going to keep. I have another set of these, though. In a minute, I'm going to go through and show you all the stuff I got at Joann's on sale, because they had, I figured if they were going out of business and it was my last chance, I might as well get what I could. And like I said, it was all 40% off of everything. All the jewelry was 40% off, and then it was 20% off your entire purchase. So it wasn't exactly 60% off. That was my dog. Sometimes she gets outside my room when my door is closed and she gets upset. She barks, hoping that I'll let her in. If she starts being too noisy, I might have to let her in just so she'll be quiet. I'm also going to have to vacuum after this, because not everything is falling on my desk where I can get it. Okay, I think that's all I had of those. Okay, but you get the idea. So I'm going to take these boxes and we're going to fill them. And the idea being a lot of the stuff, see, I have stuff that's the same, which was one of the reasons why I got these out, was because anything that's the same, like I have a couple of these in pink. I love these. I think they're gorgeous. Now, granted, when I cut them, I need to do it over something because there's a ton of seed beads on here, and they go everywhere if you don't have a place for them to go when you cut them loose. So, like, for example, I'm going to cut this off of here. And I pull this. This is the piece I want. And I have those. And they can go all together in one of these, because they're all the same. I would like them to face up so that I can see what they are, or at least some of them to face up. Okay. So I got more of these. If I got more of whatever they had that I liked, obviously. I mean, it was one of those things where I was like, I don't know. Like I said, it was just, if I wait until everything is 80% off or whatever, the stuff that I want is going to be gone, and it won't be worth the trip. My Joann's isn't close either. I mean, it's not far, but it's not close. Not like it's right around the corner from my house or anything. Okay, but I got like flowers because I love, when we were doing some of the stuff, like when we were making the jabots with the ribbon with the flower in the middle and the lace hanging down. I loved the way the flowers looked. So they had these, so I got some of those. And then they had these. These were flowers also. Now these are all slide kind of style. So they have the holes or the things that you're supposed to slide. These go on slide bracelets. So they're on the back, so I would have to cut all of those off. All of these are slides. So I'm going to have to go through and cut all of those off. And then I got more of these in other colors. Uh-oh. What happened here? How did you even... Okay. I loved these in black and white, and they had them in other colors, so I got them in other colors. Here's another... Is this pink? Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I found these. Look at these. Aren't these pretty? And they're flat on the back, too. They can get glued onto things. Those are going to be fun. This was a clearance item at Hobby Lobby, and you might still be able to find this. Oh, here's some chain. Might take the chain and put it in the... So you might still be able to find that. Here's more stuff from Hobby Lobby. These are hearts, so when I cut these free, they'll probably go in there. You know, and I might put these hearts off of there in there too. And here's another heart, although that one's steampunk, so he's probably going to go in there. And I got a lot of these pins. See, there's another one of those butterflies. I got a lot of these pins because I thought they would be fun to put on the fronts of things. Here's something like a cameo. This is from Hobby Lobby, so this is some of these. And I think I got more of those in here. Here's more of those pink flowers. I got these. Look at these. Aren't these fun? They're lighter than they look because I think this is plastic, not metal. So they're a lot lighter than they look, but I thought they would be a lot of fun to glue onto things. This bag here is a bunch of old jewelry that my sister got rid of that I'm going to go through and break down. Or give away. It depends on what it is. These came in 2 colors. I think there was only one silver one left, or one, I'm not sure. And then I got these. I mean, the ideas that you can get are endless on this stuff. These I thought were really pretty. Now, these aren't slide. These are regular hanging charms. So you can either cut the loop off of there on both ends and glue it down as a piece, or you can leave the loop on one of the ends or both of the ends and dangle it off of a thing as a charm or put it in a tassel or something like that. So, you know, lots of options. You could even slide these into tassels if you wanted to. So lots of options with these too. Here's some more of this one. This is kind of a haul video, I guess. A jewelry haul. I don't think I've seen those yet. So we got those. Oh, here's another pink one. They had a lot of pink, guys. I'm going to end up having to move these to a bigger bin. I got some turquoise things. I thought those were really pretty. Here's another one of those. So, yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun to use. And then I found these glass flowers. Oh, here's some more of these. I found these glass flowers that I thought would be a lot of fun. And they're just a bulky glass bead, so they're strung through the center. But you could glue these down as like little flowers on things. So I got some of those, and I'll probably end up dumping them into a bin. Okay, and then this one, we already pulled some of these out, but I hadn't had them before. I think I have like 3 of these. And these ones, again, these hang from the center. They're not slides. So, but each one is only one of each design. So it's not like a length of 4 of the same thing. So I've got several so that I have a couple of different of each one. Here's some more of those purple ones. They still had some when I went back because I had gotten these before and I really like them. Here's another one of these. Did I pull these out already or did I just stick this back in the bag? They had no more of the black and white flowers. I was kind of upset, the black and white enamel flowers. So it was a black and a cream and a black and a cream. They had no more. I was a little upset about this. And I think this was the only one of the cameos that they had, which I really like these. So some of them it was kind of disappointing because they only had the one. And then I found these, which I thought were really cool looking. I don't know. They almost look alien. I don't know. But, oh wait, and then we had another one of this. Okay. So, now, looking at these different kinds, obviously this is going to be the easiest one to store. Because all I have to do for this one is get it off of its piece. Cut this into here and then drop all of these into a thing, right? So same with this one. I actually have a thing of beads downstairs where I was trying my hand at beading. And, you know, I was okay at it. Not great, but, you know. Okay, so this would be the way I would go through this. And systematically, I'll go through each one and I'll figure out. Like, there's only 2 strands of this. So, like, I have 2 more strands of the blue. So, what I'll probably, of the pink. So, what I'll probably do is move the pink into one of these wider ones. Like this. Okay, and then we cut these free. So yeah, it's kind of sad to see, you know, Joann Fabrics go out of business. I feel like they weren't like my go-to, but for stuff like this, they were different. It was unique. They had different stuff than say Hobby, because I mean, obviously Hobby Lobby has a couple of aisles of beads and charms and jewelry making supplies. So it's not like they're lacking in that department. I'm going to cut this off of here so they're not so curly. I feel like when I'm flipping the seed beads off of there, because they're all curly, the seed beads are going flying everywhere. But they were different. I mean, there was nothing like this at Hobby Lobby when I was in there. So, yeah. In that respect, I think it's a shame. Although I was talking to one of the managers about it, and I think, you know, as a fabric store, of course, they had the best selection of any of the stores. But I will say that as a craft store, I feel like they didn't understand the idea of a sale. I think that having all 3 of the craft places, Hobby Lobby, Michaels, and Joann Fabrics, having all 3 of them within a close proximity of each other and being able to go and compare, I would say that Hobby Lobby is the best at sales. Like marking things down on clearance and like actually marking it down. Michaels runs second. I will say, in my opinion, their sales have gotten worse, not better. And then Joann's was last. Because whenever I went in there and I would go to their clearance wall, I mean, you were lucky if they marked stuff on their clearance wall down to 50%. I mean, that's just the way it was. You were lucky if it was 50%. And to me, that's not a sale. I mean, maybe it's just me. I don't know. But to me, that's not a sale. So, yeah, I just felt like, as far as the crafting side of it, I feel like they kind of shot themselves in the foot, so to speak. All right. What was I going to put? See, these little narrow guys are the hard ones, I would say, because I don't know exactly what to put in them. It has to be something that I don't have necessarily a lot of. I know you guys don't want to sit here and watch me do this. Or maybe you do. I don't know. For some people, some of this stuff is relaxing for some people. Like watching other people do things like this. See, I don't think I don't think I can get all 6 of those in there. I'm looking for something I can get all of them in there. Actually, there's only 2 of these, and I was going to split up the 2 different kinds. So let's cut these off. I might be able to do these. Also, we're going to see how well they cut with the cutters, the jewelry cutters. I didn't cut any of those as far as pulling the this stuff off the back. Getting the stuff off the back. I didn't test it. Ooh! That went flying. I don't know where it went flying to, but it went flying. Now, some of them just might not be. It's also going to depend, again, on what you're putting them on. I'm not going to do all of these. They're too hard. I'm going to get this one done, and then... Oh. Yeah, depending on what you're gluing it on, like when we were doing before and you were putting it on a ribbon, if the ribbon goes between the 2 sides, then you can glue the ribbon here, and then when you glue it down to your book or whatever, you can glue all the parts. Does that make sense? So I'm going to take these, I'm going to put them all in one thing like that, and then I'm going to take these 2, which I'm not even sure I would have to clip those, and put them in there next to it. All right, so we have like that. I think I might be able to get all of these into one. So yeah, so I've got a head cold, and I'm hoping to be done with it soon. It's like, okay, so who gets a head cold? You guys can tell me. Who gets a head cold and like half their head stuff's up? Because right now, it's only half of my head that's causing me issues. It's only half my head. One side of my head is, one side of my sinuses is perfectly clear, and the other side is either clogged or running all day. Anybody else have that problem? Oh, I told you guys the next time we did this, I was going to take you on a little mini tour of what my room is looking like. Now you will have to excuse, it's not totally ready yet, so you'll have to excuse any mess that you see. Tell you what, I'm gonna take a minute and clean up the trash, and then we'll come back on a tour, and I'll show you how the room is looking now that I got the other bed out, like I told you I had, and I'll go back to doing some of this on my own. But I just wanted to let you know, this is what I'm doing. I went to one of the Joann Fabrics sales, and I got a bunch of stuff to be using for, and like I said, it was discounted, 40% off, and then another 20% off your purchase after that. So If it hadn't been a good discount, I probably wouldn't have bought all this, but I got a good discount on it, so I was okay with getting it because, like I said, I feel like Hildy and Joe made some really unique stuff, and I don't know if they're going to be out of business now. I don't know if you're going to be able to find them online. Maybe they'll start selling on Amazon or something. I don't know. Or maybe they were part of the Joann Fabric Company and they're going out of business with everybody, with the rest of the company. But anyway, so give me a second and I will give you a little tour. Okay, so starting in the drawer where this is the little shallow drawer where all the beads came out of. And hopefully once I get them put in all those little boxes, the boxes will fit back in here and keep them a little more contained and organized. So I can just pull out a box when I want it. And then here I have this box or this drawer that's all emptied out. And over here, you'll see I have these bins here. I'm thinking, sorry about that. These will fit in here. So, and since I have some extras, I'm going to put them in there and I'm hoping to organize. I don't know if it's going to be paper scraps or larger paper cutouts or what, but I'm wanting to organize some stuff in that drawer and I think I can use those bins to do it. Okay. And as you swing around from this dresser, over here is the desk. This desk I got and stuck under here. I'm hoping to be able to organize paper pads and stuff on top of it and then store some stuff down there underneath. So we'll have to see how that goes. And then as you swing around, this is the create room area. And here's my desk. And here is my chair. So I finally got a chair in here. And the bed is gone, so there's space. And as you can see, I've got stuff piled up. I'm still organizing. So there's stuff under there and stuff piled on there. And here's where we were just working. And then if you swing around to this side, I have my sewing area. So I got my sewing machine up here. And down here I've got fabric. As you can see, oops, off to this side over here is my bed. And then in here, like in this area, that's a mini iron and some heat bond. And then in here, I've got scrap lace and scrap fabric. And then this one doesn't have anything in it yet, but it will. And you can see down there, I've got fabrics and stuff and a scrunchie. So that's what it is. So as you swing around my room, I've got the sewing area here. And then my create room craft area is here. And I've got a little desk and this dresser has been turned into storage for craft stuff. So yeah. So we're getting there, guys. I'll meet you back at the table. Okay, so that's the craft room so far. As you can see, some stuff is still a work in progress, and I'm still, trying to figure out where to put stuff. There's still a ton of stuff down in the basement. It's funny, you don't realize how much you accumulate until you start going through it and trying to move it. And I suppose it's just like a mini version of moving a house. You don't realize how much you've accumulated until you go to try to move your house. And then you're like, oh my gosh, where did all this stuff come from? Yeah, that's basically what's going on in my craft area downstairs. I have started getting more stuff. I have some old book pages and things to go in those bundles I've been talking about. I know you guys keep hearing about them and I haven't put them out yet. That's because I'm not done making them. So they're going to have all kinds of variety of stuff in them. Some of which will be old book pages from, I've got pages from the early 1900s to put in the bundles. I'm going to pull pages out of books, just random pages, and include them in the bundles. And I'm going to have cards and note papers and coffee dyed stuff. And I might even drop a few random stamps in the bundles just because all the stamps aren't necessarily going to fit into some sort of a kit per se, so they might end up getting dropped into bundles. But yeah, so that's where we are, and I will see you guys soon with, I'm not really sure what you saw ahead of this. I might be filming out of order. Either you just saw a calendar video, or you're going to be seeing one after this. I'm not really sure. I think you just saw one. In which case, well, it doesn't really matter. I've been alternating, so either you're going to see another calendar video or we're going to start a new project, because I told you I wanted to start that apple orchard project. So we might start that. But in any case, make sure you guys are liking the videos. I mean, if you are enjoying the videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up. It helps out. And hit the notification bell so that you will be notified when I put up new videos, especially since randomly they will be kit releases. And if you haven't checked it out yet, go check out my Easter kits before Easter gets here in my shop, linked below. And I guess I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.